All right, back into the bear country. All right, we're gonna take the chain off and clean it first thing. Try to clean it every other ride. It's got this little pin in here, so you squeeze it, and then it should come off. Don't lose it. I'm really trying to lose it right now already. Oh boy. Okay, where's the other side? Okay. I don't know, you know, these things are, I guess, they hold the stress and the torque. The only thing I think is that, I mean, they look really flimsy, and we're talking a lot of power. You know, you could take the chain when you cut it and reuse the actual chain pin. So I'm going to take this chain off, clean it, and I'll use this for the backup. Then when I put the new chain on, I won't use one of these. I'll just try to reuse the pin. I might have to use one of these if I'm an idiot and screw up. But I'll try to push the pin out just enough so I can reuse it and push it back in. That'll be permanent. Then if the chain ever does break, then I'll pop out this chain with this link, knowing that it fits and it's still in good condition, and I'll be safe on the trail. So I think you could take this and do something with this lock. I wonder what that does for you. Holds it up. Kerosene. Little dab will do yet. Solvent brush. Good time to check for kinks and stuff. Well, that's a bad one right there. Brand new chain. Well, I got a little bit of miles on it. What a mess. Anyway, this will help save some of its life. If you don't ever clean it or anything like that, don't expect it to last long at all. Well, they're not going to last a long time anyway. But due diligence. Keep keep care of your bike. New SRAM NX Eagle chain, 12-speed. Whoa, nice! Oh, there's half the quick link. Comes with the same link. I imagine they're pretty strong and they work pretty good. But this one's brand new, so it's going to be longer. I'm sure they got stronger mountain bike chains that are mountain bike, e-bike rated. But that don't mean squat, really. The chain shootouts help you find the best chain. Some regular chains are really tough. Solid pin ones seem to be pretty tough. They got a KMC e-bike chain. I think it was like $70 from UK. I'm like, I want to buy that, but then is it twice as good as a regular chain? I doubt that. All right. Whoa, they're almost exactly the same size. Nope. The used one should be longer because it's stretched. But it's not stretched very much, as you can see right here. Dang, I need to remove it right here. One, do the third one. Mark it. That pin's coming out. Check 3 times. Cut once. Alright. So yeah, we'll have to break it right here. With my heavy duty one. These aren't easy to do either. Always get a good chain breaker, even this one. Kind of catty. Looks like I got it. Nope. They get that thing perfectly centered. That pin perfectly centered. I should invest in a super good one, does it automatically. I don't care how much it costs. Super hard to get that pin lined up. Got it. Okay. Oops. I popped the pin all the way out. Dumbass. Went in too fast. But that doesn't mean I can't still use the pin. Well, I screwed up. If I wanted to use the pin, I should have broke it at this link here. So if I wanted to use the pin, I'd have to have taken this one out instead so I could reuse this outer thing. I could still probably reuse this outer thing and use the pin, but I would have two pins pressed in by myself, which increases the risk of it breaking unless I do it perfectly. Yeah, I'll just use the clip for now. Screw it. So normally I would lube my chain before I put it on because I cleaned it. But this is a brand new chain, so it's already got lube on it. You kind of snap them right in there and pinch it and pull on it. Definitely ain't hard to do. Started going. Now you really need to squish it with a pair of pliers right there. So you broke your chain out in the field, and you can't get the link in the snap. So what are we going to do? You don't have any pliers. I guess just practicing in case I get stuck. I bring the link to the top of the bike. Hold the brake. Hold the brake and give it a pedal. Oh. Will this work? Oh, yeah, that worked. Okay, now we know how to do that. So, yeah, it's in there. The torque pushed it in. And it looks to me like it's locked in. Okay, so no need to bring a crescent wrench now or a big pair of pliers or anything. Alright, now I know how to handle that. Got to get practiced up so when you're out there in the field, you know, you can make it home. I don't have a lot of buddies to mountain bike with. Wish I had some, but I don't have anybody around me here. Well, anyway, let's see. Next thing I got to do really quick before I go out and ride. Now I got a new chain. I'm going to put some more chain lube on that. Brand new chain. It's got some on there. I just use this. I usually just put something in here like this. To catch all the extra spray. Balance it in there just right. The tire won't hit it. There, okay. Going fast. Alright, that's overkill. But it's good and clean, ready to go. I'll just clean it up a little bit more. Good thing if you spray your lube down that way, it gets in your bushings. You miss. Alright. Okay, but anyway, gotta check all your spokes, make sure they're tight. If not, true them. Now these are really super loose on the when I first unboxed it. I had to true it twice. I went out for 20 minutes, and they loosened up again, and I trued them again. These are actually feeling like I'm going to have to true them next time. I'm going to get one more day out of it, easy. because I treat them really good. And I did about 3 hours of riding ago, maybe. But yeah, check your spokes, and then clean up your forks like that to dust off. I just wipe shit down with the chain lube rag. You gotta check your bolts and your axle bolts and make sure they're tight. That one's tight. So anyway, it's pretty much ready to go on that regards. I gotta give a test run, make sure the derailleur is right. Otherwise, I'll have to do some minor adjustments. The eyeball method works pretty good, but if not, you gotta actually come back and eyeball it, fix it a couple more times if it's necessary. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Please subscribe. We retest the derailleur. Wasn't getting into the smallest cog, so I took my little hex, and I did a minor adjustment. Now it's all the way down the highest cog. Okay. So let's check the shifting before we go any further. Okay. That was like one gear at a time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It gets pretty tricky out here because 8, 7, 8. Dang, what is that? Supposed to be 12 speed, ain't it? Alright, I made it to the highest one. Did I go any more? No, it won't let me. Alright, good. So it's not good. So I'm hitting the shifter right now. I'm trying to go up even lower, and it won't let me spin it off the top of the socket there. So I always check that because you don't want to get your chain stuck there. Okay, so it looked like it shifted all the way up. I didn't count them right, but I'm going down 1. So 2 cogs, 3 cogs, 4 cogs. Okay, so that went 2 right there. We went 1 on the way up. And wants to go 2 there too. Yeah, I don't like that cog. Alright, stuck in between cogs. I don't know what to do with that. Just a cable, maybe? Yeah, try tightening the cable. Yeah, it wants to bounce off. Alright. That's not good. Can't get it to shift down without jumping cogs. 2 cogs. 1 up. 2 up. Trying to go 3 up. That's a tough one. Definitely not perfect. Alright, so how I got it to shift better, smoother up and down all the cogs without skipping any, after I adjusted it from the lowest cog to the highest cog, I took the derailleur and I went, moved it around and yanked it until it relaxed into the nice position. I remember on the website, the guy says you could take an Allen wrench and you could tweak this thing out. They're meant to bend in and whatever. Well, I guess you can move it around a little bit here to help you adjust it. So that's what I did. Grabbed it and yanked it around, and I think it might have slipped into a better position. But that's, yeah, so I guess that works, but it's not a lot of confidence. Okay? Not a lot of confidence. So, okay, so now that I got the chain replaced, the brand new chain, and I took the old chain off, which had 40 miles on it, and cleaned it all up and put it back in the case, and I lubed it up with the extra link, master link. So I'm trying to lighten up my load. So basically, we learned how to set the master link without any tools. Figure if the chain breaks on me, I'll take this one out and install it just like I did here when I practiced. So I feel confident that I won't get stuck somewhere with the chain now. I don't need a lot of tools. These two little tools, one for the derailleur, which I shouldn't ever need it, because I can set the bike up and check it every time before I go out. I can adjust the levers and stuff, but they're all kind of loose, so I could just grab them and I could grab them and twist them back in the right position, so they're not real tight. In case I crash or hit something, they'll twist rather than break. Now, I never adjusted the brakes on this at all. I'm going to learn how to do that. There are disc brakes, and I've had a lot of disc brakes in my life. And these work, but as far as disc brakes are concerned, they're really crappy, actually. For a bike, maybe they're good, but compared to all the motorcycles I've ridden and everything like that, they're not. But maybe I could get them to work better. They're not as robust as other braking hydraulic systems, so maybe I won't be able to get that much performance. But I've purchased extra brake pads, and if I can get them to close evenly and bleed out any air and keep it, right now there's a lot of play in that before it even gets to it. And I have these adjusted all the way in too. So anyway, the brakes are way better than any other bike brakes I've used, but I've never had disc bike brakes. But in a nutshell, they're not very good disc brakes. I mean, they haven't overheated or anything, but the feel's just not there. And it's just not really there for an enduro type of bike. You want something that you really have confidence in. So these are going to need a little bit of work, because I really want the basic parts, the suspension, the brakes, the right amount of power and torque to dial in my machine. And I really love working on it, because when I work on it, I'm part of it. I become one with it. Well, anyway, so I'm just trying to keep it lightweight. So out on the trail, I'm going to need these tools. Pump for the shocks, CO2, because whether I had tubeless or not, but I have to carry a tube with me. And I got a couple of Allen wrenches in there, bigger ones. So I got enough Allen wrenches, hopefully, to take care of all the nuts and bolts on here. I don't think I need a chain spreader or squeezer, because I'm not taking the link off while I'm out there. I'm only going to put one together. So the other chain breaks, I pick it up and I save it, but I just changed it out with this one. So this is all I'm going to need. 5 pounds. 4 or 5 pounds. I'm not going to put it in the bag. I'm just going to carry it in the backpack. Anyway, I've checked the spokes and cleaned up the chain and all that. I did set the suspension. Went by the chart here, and they say a pound of pressure for 195 pounds. A pound of pressure per how much I weigh. So I weigh like 190, well 185, but with everything on, I figure 200. So I put it at 200, and I already pegged it out somehow. Just riding around streets and stuff and jumping curbs. So I'm going to need more back pressure. On the front, it was probably came up to here from jumping curbs. So I feel the front's pretty good. Now, the way the compression, the rebound dampening works is that how much pressure you have in there, the more pressure you have, the more knobs you're going to have to be on the slope part. So that's how that works. So if you have less pressure in here, you're going to have less rebound knob turns on the front and the back. So when I increase this back pressure, I'm going to add 10 or 20 pounds in there. I'm not really sure how much I'm going to need, but I'm not going to need a lot more because I don't want to get anywhere near that. And I did set the sag right, but it's still bottomed out. So yeah, sag or not, I don't want to be going down here on easy stuff. You know, when I get out on the trails, it would probably smack up at that. So let's see what we got here. And this pump is the cheapest one on Amazon. Falls apart all the time. So let's see, that says almost 200 pounds. So I'm going to go up to like 210. And then an extra pump. Just so I'm going to take it off. I might lose some pressure. So I'm at 210 right now. Oh, there's some pressure off. I don't know how much I lost, but took it off as fast as I could. Okay, so hopefully we're around 210. I say 210 out loud, so maybe I'll remember it. Okay, so now I have more air pressure. I should probably have more rebound adjustment. But we'll see. The best way to check your suspension after you set the sag, and then you actually set the pressure in real life out on the trail. So your sag may end up being less or more depending on how it feels. You just got to go back and forth and try things out. So if I'm going down a hill and a couple of times and I feel the front's kind of not working quite right, I'll try to figure out if it's rebound or the compression, and I'll do minor changes and just keep on trying until it feels good. I'll dial on one end only. When I start to get it to feel really good, then I'll be all right. Now it has compression dampening. Now that's really good because you don't want the shock to come up so fast sometimes. The rebound stops the wheel fork from coming back really fast. So the more pressure you have, that's why you have to have more rebound to keep it returning after it's compressed at the same rate of speed. The more pressure of air pressure, the faster rate of speed it moves, so you have to decrease the rate of speed with the compression knob on the bottom. The rebound knob, don't get me wrong, the compression knob on the top, that's kind of cool. I just keep it all the way to left, and if I feel like I'm topping out on the real big jumps, I may slow down the compression. If the compression seems like the wheel's coming up fast, say here's a bump. The wheel comes up over the bump, and it comes up high. You hit the bump and it bounces up too high, it should stay closed. Then I got not enough compression. Basically, I want you all figure it out. You know, I'm learning as we go too, you know. So anyway, now that I've got that set up, I'm pretty much ready to go. Can't wait to go out there tomorrow. All the four spokes and everything's checked. I feel pretty confident now. We'll see you later. Please subscribe. I'm going to be putting on some really good outdoor videos. These how-tos and maintenance stuff. I'm not really the big guy on that. There's a lot of better things. The main point I'm trying to put out there is that you got to take care of this yourself. Otherwise, you're going to pay a lot of money to the mechanics. I mean, there's a lot of good mechanics out there and good bike shops, but you keep your wheels, your spokes tight. You check your ride every time you go out there, before you go out there, and you keep on top of keep it clean with a brush. Don't use any water, and then just with a towel and a little bit of cleaning solvent, you can wipe around and stuff. But you don't want to get a lot of dirt on here, and I've always used brushes. I always brush my motocross bike down with a brush and everything. I never got water on it, really. I mean, it was never perfectly shiny, but it was the way it should be. And the derailleur, one more thing about the dang derailleur. Like I say, this thing's kind of flimsy, and it has if it gets a little cattywampus on its own because it's unreliable, it could jump gears in the middle here, right where you're using a lot of power, and that would be it for the chain, especially if you're close to ludicrous and it did it. You know. So, my lack of confidence is on the machine is the derailleur change the gears. I'm sorry, it could be more robust on that, and the brakes could have better feel. But all in all, I love it. I really love it. Can't wait to go out there tomorrow because it really freaking hauls ass. I mean, I'm going to show you how to save a ludicrous profile here. I'm going to mount my phone right up on top of here. I got a little Velcro case, and it's going to be so slick. And it's going to Velcro right up on here, and I'll always be able to see the wicked gadgets, the gauges, like on a Tesla. So anyway, I'll get into that next. I'll do that right now.